Hello and welcome. We're just going to do a quick sound test to make sure that we're all working. Hello and welcome. Can everyone else talk? Sound test to make sure that we're all working.
Yes.
Hello and welcome. Can everyone else talk? Sound test to make sure that we're all working. Hello. Fantastic. Hello and welcome to Leagues Underneath. We are back here for episode 8, The Wave Beneath My Fin. Last episode you guys battled a possessed young dragon that you unpossessed. You captured some sand from it, and it is very sad about having been stabbed through the neck by one of your compatriots. I'm going to say since last... Yeah.
Who's conveniently not here.
Who's conveniently not here at the moment to face the sad dragon. But I will say, for the convenience of all, from last session, you guys have had a short rest. You have also all leveled up. Yay, although only one of us may have forgotten to do that in the month that we've been away. Not saying who. And I'm gonna say, just for narrative space, Reggie is currently having a nap. Concleod was not able to join us immediately. He may come in later, but for now, he's just having a nap off to the side. As you guys are now sitting here with a sad dragon who needs a name and a large pit. I believe it was Keith of the two gossips, Keith and Gareth, if I remember correctly. I think Keith was the one that survived. He collected the chest for the guys that you guys were working for and has taken that away. So it is just you, the dragon, and a pit here at the moment.
That I've been spending God only knows how long filling up with what, shave water?
Yeah, you were trying to freeze it. So
yeah.
As you do that, I'd like you to, for the first roll back in the new year, woo! Can you please roll just a perception check, please?
Perception.
Disgrace.
I know I might get kicked in the face. Perception. And I don't have guidance. Oh well. Oh. 16.
16? You notice as you're doing this, you're able to craft a cover for this hole with the ice that you're creating. But as it gets closer in, the ice is becoming... Despite the fact that you're making it of a fairly thick depth, it isn't sustaining and is kind of crumbling in. So you get to a certain point that you can fill, but beyond that, whether or not it's just the structure or how things are going, or if it's the hole itself, it's not fully sealing.
I'm blaming the sand, and since I'm only using a cantrip, and oh, I did have guidance. God damn it! I need to remember that for next time. Meh. I guess I'm just going to make a ice walk of some sort, and with the ice I've already have, I'm just gonna take the ice walk, and I'm just gonna go to town and just start scooping the sand inward, and I'm just gonna start trying to fill the hole in that way.
Because, I will say, because this hole leads to a passageway to the beyond that you guys haven't really investigated, it's gonna take a really long time, especially because, like, a young dragon burst out of this hole. It's gonna take a really long time to just scoop it in.
Yeah,
But
but
if
I'm gonna have like a big brain moment in like the next 5 minutes going, fuck
yeah,
this is taking way too fucking
yeah.
long. I quit.
While Vivi is doing her ice scooping, Carla, you're still petting or singing to the dragon, I believe. Um,
Mm-hmm.
This and Davy is doing hello my baby, hello my honey,
so a full bardic
entertaining the
routine with Davy and Carla happening. Zeke, you are kind of off to the side. The dragon, despite your best efforts, isn't too fond of you. Um, Despite the fact that you did like help give it some food and stuff, the fact that you told it that its mother is gone and is never coming back kind of put you on the outs with this dragon, unfortunately. Um, and I think Titus was up there a little bit because I can't remember what happened, but I think there was some like good scritches involved. You might have been the one that got the spear out, actually. And Reggie is snoozing, completely unfazed by the fact that he threw a spear through this dragon's neck.
To be fair, the dragon was trying to eat us.
The dragon was trying to eat you at that stage, yes. So Carla, what are you doing right now?
She's going to call out to Vivi. Vivi, darling, would you like a hand? Or a fin, as it were?
uh, uh, nah, I kind of quit. This is a lost cause. I have a feeling we should maybe investigate this tunnel. Maybe, sorta. It's just I have a gut feeling that if we do go in this tunnel, something not so nice is going to meet us at the other end. So once Reggie Kings wakes up from his nappy wappy, maybe we can take Poke's head up and look at crying child. We need to name it. I vote on
Do.
Kelpie.
Kelpie is adorable. Does anyone else have any names?
Because I
I
was the
did
only one that
think that
suggested a name in
Wedgie
chat.
Woo, I think, was one of the ones suggested as well.
Reggie Woo is Reginald's mother's nickname for him, and I recently found a voice recording of myself doing his mother's voice, and it is not the voice I ended up settling on. But I have to tell you, it's real creepy when you hear nothing and then just Reggie Woo. I'm like, what the was I recording? But yeah, anyway, back to what you guys are doing. Reggie is Reginald's nickname, so I'm not sure how the dragon would feel about being named after the person who impaled him.
I mean, the disembodied voice from
So
above
this
has a
is a
voice. A point.
black dragon.
Yes, it is a black dragon.
Does it have any like hinges of other colors at all? Or is it just like the white and the black for the horns and the skin?
I'm gonna roll a d6, and it is gonna tell me. 2. You can't really see any other like colors, like specific colors. You get a hint of like if you shift in the light looking at this dragon, there might be some other color, but it's not old enough to kind of develop into those extra stuff yet.
Okay. That is it just would be like they have two names. One, and they will break down why I think this. Put on my microphone so you can actually hear me. Two, for explanation. First one is pickle. For instance, Black Dragon looks like, and I reach over and pull off a sea cucumber, which are long and black. And I would go, what is other nerve word for cucumber? Pickle. It looks like this. Yeah, pickle. Second could be pearl. Um, for the shade of possibly if they have any other colors coming in. I wouldn't assume it's just black.
Iridescence.
This,
That's
if
good.
this dragon dies, and we get another one, does this mean we're gonna name it the pickle too?
No.
I'm just imagining that the sea
that
cucumber
is
just
for everybody
like
at home. That's a personal D&D game that me and Pocket play in where we stole a mechanical pirate ship that drives on land, and we called it Pickle 2 because our horse was called Pickles. And that same boat that we ended up commandeering killed Pickles. So we called that one
Oh.
Pickles 2.
Commandeering. We stole it. We flat out stole it.
I'm just
He
imagining
flat
the sea
out ran
cucumber.
our horse. Like we were just driving and they
Yep.
just poof. Yeah.
Yep.
Continuing on. I'm sorry.
That's all right. I was just gonna say I'm just imagining the sea cucumber just flopping around your hand. Unhand me, sir.
Well, they're not flopping. It's very hard. Sea cucumbers are very, very stiff.
No, I mean the one that's in your hand. It's like, let go of me, sir.
Oh yeah, I am shaking it, and you are getting the pencil thing. Like if you do that with the pencil, how it looks like it's
Yes, the
because
sea-
just how
The
I'm
sea
so solid. I'm just
cucumbers are not sentient as they are vegetation. Are they vegetation?
Oh,
Hang on.
well.
Nope, they're
To be
alive.
fair,
I
all
With
thought they were
plants
bugs.
in D&D are technically sentient
Oh, a sea
because
cucumber.
you can cast speak with plants and they speak back to you. So there's a point of sentient of all
Oh.
living things in D&D.
The sea cucumber is not a plant. It is a
The
creature.
uprising.
it's a scallop.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would pick it
Oh.
up, I would do the thing, and I
So,
would throw it back.
yeah, so that sea cucumber was actually sentient. Yes. Sorry.
Again, everything is sentient in D&D.
To an extent.
Meh.
Anyway.
I think the only thing you can't speak to are rocks.
Just means you're not trying hard enough.
So,
Orcs can.
your
Sorry.
current name suggestions are Kelpie, Pickle, and Pearl. It does the oh, I'm out of my box a little bit. The words. The dragon does have a little bit of an iridescent sheen to its scales, so Pearl does make sense. The black analogy for Pickle also makes sense. Kelpie hasn't been given a description, like why we're going with Kelpie. If
Because Kelpies,
The Watcher Horse.
the water horse.
okay, are you
Magical
explaining
water
that in
horse.
character though, just as a context thing? Because Kelpies probably do exist in this world.
Are there saltwater Kelpies?
There are now.
I think
yeah,
Zeke
it's right there.
Zeke might be a half saltwater kelpie.
Potentially. We haven't met Zeke's parents, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Well, I mean, he's a centaur, so he's
He's
half
something.
something.
I
yeah,
mean, we
Vivi's
could just go.
is just staring at the baby, and that's the first word that popped into her head. Kelpie.
We could also just go with the old standby Drake.
Is this thing just listening to us talk?
Yes.
It can also choose its own name out of the three that
This
we
is
gave.
true.
It is occasionally like just looking around, but at the moment it's a little bit emotionally drained from this whole thing, so it's just listening to the music and watching Davy dance. And occasionally just kind of reaching forward and gently nipping at Davy's tentacles.
Oh,
You're doing
Can I-
you're doing this, Carla, but its
Looks more
entire
like
head
this.
its entire head would be like
Davy feels
Equivalent to
nothing
you.
as it's a I don't know. Familiars are weird. It's a weird magic. Davy just goes. Davy's now that uncle is going. Oh, you try to bite it. It does that thumb trick with its tentacle and whatnot.
I love that.
Can I send? This could be bad. Can I send my swarm out to talk to this dragon
Child,
and give him specific instructions? Do not eat the children.
You have already, I believe, like the dragon is right next to you guys, so you don't have to send them out anywhere. But if you want to let the kids know to go and hang out with this dragon, I think you've already communicated to them not to eat you guys. So your kids will be. Roll me an animal handling. Actually,
Don't
Okay.
fail.
I'm using digital
Guidance.
dice because I don't know where my other ones are. What's guidance
Because I
plus
can do that now.
4?
D4.
It's a D4.
Oh. No.
Oh, we do a whale.
It's my little whale.
That's not.
Mine's
Well,
just
that's
an
actually not
axolotl.
bad. That's 11 plus the D4. Oh. Plus 2, 13.
you assume that your kids would be included in the instruction not to eat anyone.
Good enough for him.
You
He will send them over to have fun.
all good. Some of your kids start joining in the dance with Davy. Some of them go up fairly close to the dragon, who immediately opens its mouth. And a couple of them swim in because you've sent them to this seemingly friendly dragon. I'm gonna roll a dice.
It's wearing a hat. It should not be on TikTok.
The dragon gently closes its mouth with your kids still inside, but enough that you can see them, so it's like they're in a little jail. The dragon seems to understand that these are also people that it can't eat, but is happy to play with them as tiny creatures.
You see one of them's got a little like mug just going across the teeth like bars.
Where did you get the mug?
Daddy's gotta feed us somehow.
Magic!
Oh god!
Dragons!
I mean,
Spicy brother! Spicy brother!
Thimble in the background making teeny tiny little ice mugs with her smaller tentacles for the children out of shape water.
Oh my
Okay,
god.
so, I'm realizing now, as I remember that you guys are named the Illogicals because you thought it was funnier than the Illogicals with how the guy pronounced it. That giving you the opportunity to name a dragon wasn't the best option. But you guys have the choice. Does anyone else have any other suggestions, or are we picking between these three?
Zeke will raise his. He's got hands.
He's got hands.
Raise his hand. I got one. I mean, you kind of want him to be, have a fierce name, don't you?
Look at his sweet little face.
Yeah, that sweet little face is gonna become a big dragon at some point. So bigger
Still
than this.
sweet
So
little face.
what
A bigger,
about
sweet
like
little face?
he'll turn to Titus? Titus, what do you think about obsidian? Kind of going along with what you're going with.
You go with onyx as well.
We could also call him Ender.
That seems a bit harsh.
Good.
Going that. If we were going that route, not sulfur. It breeds acid, yeah? It's too much sulfur acid. It's too much. Maybe sulf. Short sulfur.
That's
I
better
at
than
this
what mine
point,
was. I just
I
don't
at
want.
this point am like sitting crisscross applesauce, and with the dragon right there, I'm like doing what little dogs when you're trying to like just play with the hands in the mouth. It's like at one point I fully put my hand in the dragon's mouth and go ah. Ah.
You take away
It's
the
good.
children with that.
Do
It's
you
a good one.
Do you smash the children
Okay,
in his
so
mouth?
this is in between the kids playing
I
in
would
the mouth
assume
as
that
well,
they
yeah?
have left when I've
Yeah.
done this. I don't think that they're staying in the mouth the whole time.
Yeah, they're playing in and out. So there's
Okay,
time for
fine.
Titus to
I
go.
sit. I fine. As Uncle Titus sits down and grabs the dragon by the back of its neck, cocks its jaw like a snake to open its mouth and start individually pulling the children out. And then once they're all safe, I pet him, calm him down, and then do the.
Okay.
This is a serious question. Can Titus count to 33?
Titus is not that
I don't know what
I
what
am
his stats
I
are.
am a base level. I have a level 11 intelligence. I
Okay.
can count to 100, thank you.
Okay.
Because
Okay.
there are multiple people in my pods. I would say up to 100 between all of the pods put together. So I
Generally,
could at least do that. And you know what I do? Or sorry, do you know what I do after that? I go, sorry, you can't see it. And then I start from one again. And then I know I have 100, and then another 100, and then another 100, and then I have these many hundreds.
That's
each
300.
each pod,
Fair enough.
Is it just going back to 3? It's so easy. Oh,
each pod has roughly 50 to 100 people within it. So across the entirety, I think we said there were 12 pods.
oh yeah. I have like 1,000 people
Yeah.
close to, maybe 2.
Okay, so we've got names. I'm giving you guys the chance to vote for which name you like. We've got Kelpie, Pickle, Pearl, Obsidian, Onyx, Ender, and Sulph. Those that are voting for Kelpie, please raise your hand. Those that are voting for Pickle, please raise your hand. You can vote more than once. Those voting for Pearl.
Oh,
Those voting for Obsidian.
that's a good name.
Those voting for Onyx.
Slowly puts down the hand.
Those voting for Ender. No one. Those voting for Sulph.
Self?
The one that you suggested.
Sulph.
Sulfur. Yeah. Okay, so just knocking off the other ones. We got 3 votes for Pearl, 4 votes for Obsidian. Do we want to stick with Obsidian?
Oh,
Cool. And that is the name that you guys have picked for this dragon then. Yeah, we'll go with that. I'm gonna change it. So, the dragon looks up at all of you. So, how this works is you have to say together, I name thee, and then the name you picked. For longevity, I can't remember the words. It was a long time since I got explained it to me. Where did I put my pen? How does a dragon have a pen? I'm not telling you that.
it's a mythological creature. It can have as many pens as it wants.
I genuinely have. Oh, there it is.
Dragon is the beast that takes all the pens that we lose in the world.
Oh
It
my
just
gosh.
has them.
Headcanon unlocked.
478 million ballpoint pens.
That's his horde. He hoards knowledge and therefore the pens.
So you have to say, I name thee, and then my name, for longevity, prosperity, and all to see. So mote it be. And then it will be my name. So if you want to say that all together.
Prosperity.
I name thee
Um,
Obsidian.
I name thee.
Obsidian.
I named the
Obsidian.
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 For
For
longevity,
longevity.
For longevity.
Longevity.
prosperity,
Prosperity.
Property.
Prosperity.
and all to see.
And
And
all
all
to
to
see.
What do you
see.
want to see?
So mote it be.
So
mote
mote.
it be.
So motive be.
So motor be.
Might it be? Mote?
Mote.
Mote.
I technically said motor. Right. No.
You guys watch, and I rolled poorly on this. As the words that you say and the slight fuck ups that have been included in this, wrap around this dragon.
Oh no. Oh, poor
As you
Obsidian.
guys, this is an official naming ceremony for this dragon because it doesn't have, like, you guys are the ones taking care of it right now and it doesn't have a name. So, you watch as the kind of magic twists around it and it starts alright. You can see it wash over its head and you see the scales take on a shinier black hue. As the name Obsidian sinks into its scales. As it flows down, it continues in a... lost the word that I was going to describe it as. A sleeker, more water dynamic form. You see as the little webs between its toes become almost translucent black, as the thin parts of its flesh are now more they're kind of taking on the hue of a very thin slice of obsidian. You can see through it, but it's still got that black to it. As it reaches the back half of this dragon, the color kind of falters slightly. And you watch as it shifts, continuing into a more pearlescent black. So it's still kind of shiny, but it's not where the rest of it is. And you get the sense that it's taken. The spell, this magic has taken. This dragon's name is Obsidian. But it's going to have some interesting quirks as it grows older.
I can't wait to see this great baby boy grow up. I can't wait.
Oh, look at your baby. You're such a big baby.
Probably should have picked a better word than property to say over prosperity.
Yeah. Obsidian to...
Does he come with a deed?
You'll find out as he grows what you've done.
Protect this baby at all costs. At all costs.
Mm-hmm.
He will be our doom. We
Watch,
just
maybe,
named.
maybe he finally reaches her kingdom and everybody freaking out because there's a massive adult dragon behind them. It's gonna...
He's just a cootie patootie.
He is a cutie patootie. He's our cutie patootie.
We have named the BB.
I would like... so for those of you that know where you fucked up in talking, Zeke, I know you said property. Carla said so might it be. Did anyone else say anything weird within that?
I was
I mean,
trying not
technically, I
to.
said moat first, and then I said might because I wasn't sure if you were saying moat or might.
Mm-hmm.
If
That's
that
all
makes
good.
any difference.
Yeah, no, that's all good.
Zeke said motive B at the end.
Titus, did you say anything incorrectly within yours?
Well, I was trying to go for the accent.
Mhm.
I did say motor wrong. The rest of it was just like long. At the end was when I said motor because for motor, it
I'm
just
gonna
sounds like motor.
change the description slightly. The end of the tail is a little bit pearlescent, but it's also kind of shiny rainbow depending on where you look. And it looks, you guys don't really have much experience with oil, but it looks a little bit like an oil slick kind of color.
Oh no!
That's kind of cool.
Instead of
What?
acid, he's gonna spew oil. He turned him into BP.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, speaking of oil, copy. Go down. Go.
We're gonna have to change
into-
his name to BP.
No.
I've written
We're
down what
sorry.
each of the corrections have altered. So
Gonna be apologizing to this dragon just like the South Park episode. We're sorry.
but Obsidian is now fully named. He doesn't hate his name, so he's happy to stick around. For now. As the spell finishes, he does kind of look up at you. Goes, well, I think some of that wasn't quite right, but we'll work with it. Obsidian is quite a long name. Do you guys want to call me Obi?
I was just thinking that.
Oh yes, Opie is adorable.
Or
It's
Dean?
much better than
Dean
Obi
in
is-
formal settings if we need to give someone a fake name.
we shall never call you Sid.
Thanks. Sid
My
feels
uncle
like
was named
someone
Sid.
with eyes that are really far apart.
Now I want to call you Opie for Opie from Sons of Anarchy being my favorite character.
Yeah, so
Opie.
Obi for friends, Dean if someone asks, and we need to like lay low, and Obsidian if I'm in trouble
On formal occasions.
or on formal occasions. Cool.
You're such a handsome young man.
As he kind of gets up, stretches into his new name, you can see the injuries that he had have also healed with this magical transformation that has occurred. So he is back to full health now as well. And he does have a small marking where the spear was, but it doesn't seem to be a scar. It seems to kind of be like a shatter effect of if you broke obsidian into multiple pieces and then put those pieces to sit together, it kind of looks like that. So it's decorative with it.
That other guy, Keith or Gareth, whichever one's alive, is he still
They left
there?
with the chest that was needed to be recovered.
You said Keith was the one that's alive,
I'm
right?
pretty sure Keith's the one that survived.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna say that now. If Keith died in the last episode and it was Gareth that survived, we've swapped that.
Yeah. Okay. What does the hole look like now?
So it's got a nice little circle of ice around the edge, and then one section towards the front of it has been scooped out a little bit, so there's some loose sand on the bottom of it, but it is very much still an open hole that a dragon could fit in, with a corridor that quickly becomes darkness underneath it.
Okay. So, what are we gonna do about that hole?
We could go in the hole.
Carla,
Not the biggest fan of that.
Carla, Vivi, Zeke, can you please roll me not passive perception, just perception checks, please.
Vivi.
Oh, and actually, Titus, could you please roll just a flat d20?
Guidance.
Oh, good. Guidance on whom?
Me.
You wouldn't
Okay.
know to use guidance here. This is just a passive thing, so...
Oh, well then can I just take my passive? Because I rolled
Yeah.
a 10 and my pass is at 15.
Yeah.
Got 23.
Yeah, I'll give it. 23, you said, Zeke?
Yep.
23, Zeke, 15 for Carla.
Go with yeah. I'll go.
Titus,
12.
what's the name of the child that you voice?
I thought I was.
He's Zeke Jr.
Oh, he's Zeke Jr.?
Yeah.
Zeke Jr. is the warlock, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Zeke Jr.'s the human warlock little one, right?
There's no human anymore.
No.
That was Steve, and he's with his mum now.
Oh,
I
okay.
voiced Steve. You took away Steve away from me.
You can
Yeah.
you can get a new character.
Zeke Jr. is also the pudgy one.
Yeah.
He's the one that got stuck in the lock of the chest.
He's got a fat head.
Oh,
Get rid of that logo.
It's about time you woke up from your nap.
So, Reggie, you have been napping. You've been having a short rest.
I stuck a spear in a dragon. You need to sleep sometimes after that.
You wake up to watching your friends butcher a chant. You hear them all say variations of "I name thee obsidian for longevity, prosperity, and all to see, so mote it be." There are definitely, as you're watching, some incorrect words in there. You then watch the dragon change from a just a black scaled dragon with some shininess to the majority of it is obsidian kind of colored now. Where you speared it has healed, but it looks like shattered obsidian where the puncture wound was. You can kind of see the little webby bits between its toes kind of look like if you got a really thin sheet of obsidian, you can see through it, but it's still kind of black. And then towards its tail region, it looks slightly pearlescent, but also kind of rainbow shifty black. You won't have you'd actually have the most experience out of everyone with it. It looks kind of like an oil slick kind of color towards the end. So it loses its
Money.
obsidianness and more into oily. But they've now named the dragon Obsidian. It's requested that you guys call it Obi. Dean, if you're talking to anyone and you need to give a fake name, or just if anyone asks about him. So Obi's for friends, Dean's for everyone else, and Obsidian's for formal occasions.
Rock. Got it.
So you've just woken up to that. And the guys, as they wake up, they now turn to look at the giant hole that is still in the ground. As I was saying, as you came in, The hole has a little ring of ice around the edge from Vivi's attempt to seal it, but it wasn't connecting in the center. Also, towards one edge is now a little dugout bit where she was trying to just dig the sand and fill it in, and then gave up after a couple of minutes. So there is a bit of loose sand down the bottom, but it is a giant hole big enough to fit a dragon that leads to what becomes a very quickly pitch black hole passageway thing. So that's where you guys are at currently.
So, Reggie-Roo, welcome back. I hope you had a good nap.
Did you all just do a dance around that dragon, or was I still dreaming?
No, we did a chant, not a dance, but close enough, I suppose. This is
Fair.
Obsidian now. Obi, for short.
All
We
right.
don't call him Obi-Wan.
Hold on,
because
hold on. Obi, do you consider Reggie friend?
I'll call him an acquaintance for now. I don't really. It's gonna take a
You
bit
weren't
before.
enchanting, so you weren't there.
Yeah, it'll take a bit before he's a friend. He did try and stab me through the throat.
You were trying to murder us at the time. I feel like that's a mutual kind of thing.
I wasn't trying to murder you. The people that were using my body were trying to murder you.
And
He-
you should be
he-
mad at the you could be mad at the spear then, maybe from the harpoon gun. That really was trying to do the load of the work.
Yeah, but you shot the harpoon gun.
Technically.
It's the wielder of the weapon and not the weapon that is at fault. I was the weapon. Your harpoon gun was the weapon. Look, I'm
You
not.
look like
I'm
you're all
not-
back.
I'm good now. I've healed now thanks to being named. I'm not hating you. I'm just it's gonna take a bit before we're friends. And I feel like that's fair.
Yes, it is. Fair enough.
Good feelings all around then. Shall we descend down the Hole of Doom, or are we going to go somewhere else?
I'm not a big fan of holes.
The hell is that?
You have a hole permanently stuck to your stomach,
That's called a pouch.
which is open through a hole.
Yeah, but the hole usually goes deeper than you really want it to go.
Really?
I
making
can't
us
help
work
myself.
hard.
Phrasing.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
I fully laughed. We're a bunch of friggin' 13-year-olds, it's fine.
I could not help myself any longer. I tried. I had myself muted, and my finger just went smash. Phrasing.
Whoops. Anyway, yes, Vivi.
Weren't we supposed to get paid for this?
Well, we were supposed to get paid for closing the fissure. It's still kind of open.
So
do we
maybe
do we
it's
still have his
slowly
friend around here?
fading.
No, we're pretty sure it was Keith that survived and not Gareth. Keith left. You guys. Oh, by the way, you've had a short rest. In this period of time, Keith left with the chest that was needing to be recovered. That was his side mission. He's done that now, so he's gone. It is just you guys.
Well, I don't mind maybe going down into the pit of doom. We're again searching for family, and I kind of care a lot about going down there. But if there's anything around here, I wouldn't mind just taking a quick gander if there's anything that would be useful to bring along. And he's eyeing all these boxes like hard.
Okay, roll me. You did already investigate the boxes last session. So if you want to have a look-see, you can roll me a passive perception. If you want to actually go and rummage through boxes, you can roll me an investigation.
I will just go with the perception. That's fine. And I only got an 8.
You get the feeling as you have just a quick squiz around after your investigation last time that the stuff that's here, while it's worth money, it's not anything valuable. The stuff that was valuable that was in this place was in the chest that Keith left with. Like, this is a front for something, so part of that front is also operating through this place. So, like, there's building supplies and, nails and other stuff like that. It's not something that you could just take and sell because it's like huge boxes of it. If you took a hammer, you'd get a couple of coppers for it, but it wouldn't be like something worth filling up your bag with. You could, but it wouldn't.
Reggie will realize the mistake, but will take a box of nails and a hammer out of spite.
Okay, write that into your equipment stuff.
Fair.
So, is there anything around that would feasibly actually work to close the hole? Like some maybe, I don't know, boulders, large rocks, barrels, crates that look sturdy?
Roll me an investigation, because you're actually looking for specifics here.
Indeed, I is.
This is a building, right?
Yes, you are in a giant warehouse.
16. Maybe
There
we
are...
can find.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
There are boxes and crates around here. The thing is that you get the sense that even if you do fill up the hole and cover it up with sand, with boxes and stuff, the idea that there is still a tunnel behind it would be considered not filling the hole. Because that can still, 10 feet back from where the hole currently is, inside the tunnel, they could still dig up again and still be in this warehouse.
Oh, blast it all. We're going to have to collapse the tunnel. Does anyone know where some dynamite can be found at this hour?
I mean, we got a Obi here.
I'm not dynamite.
No, but you shoot acid. You could go around and take out the beams and collapse the whole place down on it.
Anyone who's got above a... What's your intelligence, Sig?
It's a 10.
Anyone who's got above a 10, not including a 10 intelligence, gets the idea that if you collapse this building, the people who paid you to save this building are not going to be pleased.
Yeah, he knew
Well,
that,
sounds
but-
great to collapse the building. This is perfect.
No.
Can't take you anywhere.
Even I no. Oh. God, I miss the chief. I'm surrounded to let the people like her brother.
Can you please roll me a wisdom save, Titus?
Excuse you, Titus.
You mentioned that chief just quite a bit.
Well, she is not here. You all have people on the other side,
What
presumably.
did you roll?
I said 12.
12. For just a moment, as you squeeze your eyes shut, the eye that was slashed by the dragon while it was fighting, you feel a pulse of pain and magic. And you see, while your eyes are closed, you see the chiefess in front of you, as you did before, fighting against shadows. You can see, some cuts along her face, and like where her armor isn't quite covering, you can see a little bit of blood. But she, as always, seems to be fueled by this pain and scratching, and just continues. You are unnoticed, and when you open your eyes, the image is gone again.
All right. Well, then it would have been. I did, and then I squint and see them. I just think she is so beautiful. I mean, mighty. She is very mighty.
The two don't necessarily need to be separated. But again, the whole.
Should we go down it and then try to come back before we try to, bury ourselves? Because that one does kind of strike me as a terrible idea to start.
I also agree.
We can come back to this problem.
Yes, who wants to lead the charge?
I will do it. You just see
perhaps-
Titus. So we're underwater, right?
Yes,
Mhm.
you are always underwater.
Okay. So with this, you just see
Except
Titus
when
just
we're in the
goes,
sky.
Yeah, except when you're falling from the sky, this game is entirely underwater.
So Titus just hears you say that and goes, I will do it if anybody line up. And I stand at the edge, I take my battle axe off and I go, "Ah!" And I jump off straight into the hole. But I can imagine it's one of those things where I poof, slowly descending because we're in water.
Yeah.
So we're very safe here. Do not worry.
It's also not a very deep hole to go into, because it's the height of the dragon, but like going down there, you can see the bottom from the top. It's just once you go into the tunnel that you stop being able to see things. So
I do a somersault.
you all watch as Titus goes up, grabs his battle axe, jumps, kind of stalls in the water for a moment, and kind of has to kind of kick himself down. As he does so, kind of does a little flip to also one, because it's cool, and two, because momentum.
I just find it funny. It'd be like the one thing where I slowly just go, yay, and then everyone's just like, we swim, right? Like, and they move normally, and I would assume that they'd pass me at some point. I'm just like, oh shit, okay, all right, here we go.
Yeah, so
I just would love gravity.
you may.
It's funny.
You have experienced gravity,
Arguably,
actually.
we know how much a whale weighs, but we don't know how much a whale weighs underwater.
He
The
would love
same
gravity
amount.
that's like all the time.
No, surprisingly, it's not.
Anyway, do you all go into the hole?
Yes. Although
Last.
probably a bit more gracefully.
You guys just swim. Reggie, you obviously can walk down, if you want to, or you can kind of swim yourself down.
Can I see the bottom of this hole?
You can see the bottom of the hole, you cannot see the end of the tunnel.
So it's a hole, then a tunnel.
Yes.
He could probably talk himself into that.
Okay.
Cool.
Obi kind of looks at you and is like, I don't want to go in there. So,
Oh well, we can't leave him, guys. We gotta stay with him.
So you guys go ahead, and I'll make sure, if anyone comes, to let them know what's happening. I don't need company. I'm all good now.
Zeke will turn around and go back to him.
You're not going to do anything untoward anyone while you're waiting, right?
Why would I do that?
Not you.
No. Most of you are my friends, and you named me, so we're bonded.
Oh, baby.
So I that space is big enough for me, but it is not big enough for me and a nice amount of room not to feel claustrophobic. I rolled a 19 on insight for this dragon. And just as an aside, I don't have a stat sheet for the dragon right now. I will be making one. I just do flat rolls for any NPCs that you guys come across, unless I have specifics. So, Zeke, this dragon knows that you're trying to get out of going into the hole, and fully puts its foot up and just pushes you back towards the hole.
Oh, we can't leave you up here alone. That wouldn't be good.
That's okay. Off you go.
Oh, it's not. He just tries to push back against it.
Do you want to roll a contested strength against a dragon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Johnny, your baby.
Roll me.
You get a baby.
I rolled a nat 20. You roll me a nat 20 and you can push back slightly.
I rolled a 20.
That is not a nat 20 though. So you get pushed all the way, and then he gets you to the hole and over the hole and just gently pushes you down. So you are in the hole with your friends.
He is very unhappy about this.
And your kids are there as well.
Tattle!
He is unhappy about this.
Cregan has just given me a disadvantage. Thank you so much.
You could have done it before I rolled, or before that roll.
Yeah, that's why he gave it
Can't
to
read
me.
the future.
He said next time around Dragon won't have as much pushback, and he said love you guys, so love you guys. But yeah, you're now all in the hole. I'm gonna assume, given Vivi has AFK'd, that they're also going into the hole. I need to rename this episode Going Into the Hole. Anyway. Do any of you guys have... You probably do. Dark vision?
Yes, 60 feet.
Yes. Maybe.
I could just check your sheets, but I'm getting you to check for me.
I'm actually, where is that on D&D Beyond, actually?
I will check
It's
it.
on the left side under senses. And your saving throws.
Check Vivi's.
Nope.
I do not.
Reggie, did you say no?
That is a note for me.
No.
Also a note from me.
No.
Zeke's gonna pull out Zeke Jr. and let his glowing left eye just be his sight.
As that is a tiny creature, I'm gonna say it lights up where you are, but doesn't light up much extra. So you are in the light.
Can I
Does
can I
she
turn
have
him into a
dark-
flashlight?
Do you have a spell to do that?
I don't, but what if I put him into my pact weapon and let the light reflect out?
I'm gonna ask you to roll a DM persuasion check. This is for you to try and convince me, Flight.
19.
I will give you... You just got this weapon, so you're still learning how it works. You put your glowy... It's only one eye of his that glows.
Correct.
So you get 5 feet in front of you of extra glow instead of just your surrounding area. But I will say, if you put something else in that pot, the light will probably go further.
I mean, he'll also have to blink at some point.
Yeah, so
And the light will go
it is a flickering light.
It's an intermittent light.
It's a strobe light. Also, Kala is going to watch Zeke do this to Zeke Jr. And then Kala has this little, like, pretty much tiara type crown made out of pebbles. So she's just going to touch it and cast light on that,
On the pot or on Zeke Jr.?
on her little crown.
Oh, cool.
Yes. So she's going to spread out light for 20 feet. Oh
What?
no! Pockets. Gotta step out.
Oh, that's okay. Oh, that's okay. We'll say Vivi. Vivi has stayed up with the dragon. In that case. Okay. So, y'all are in the hole. You've got how far does your light cast, by the way?
20 feet.
Okay, so we have 20 feet light. Carla. So, Carla, do you want to walk side by side with Titus then if you're carrying the light?
Sure.
Okay. So
How much width is the tunnel?
enough room for a dragon, so enough room for you two to walk side by side.
Fair enough. So yeah, Kala will go up to Titus' side.
Yeah, so it is Titus and Carla at the front, Zeke and Reggie at the back. And Carla, you can see probably you've got your 20 feet. Beyond that, obviously another 40 feet because you've got your dark vision. So you know coming into here, it's not magical darkness yet, but it does feel oppressively dark.
So Reginald and Zeke are together.
Mm-hmm. You are in a
Before
pack of 4, so you're not too far behind each other. You're probably like within 10 to 20 feet.
Before Kala does her little light spell,
Mhm.
after he puts Zeke Jr. in the vase and gets like a little bit of light, he'd probably notice that Reginald has the same issue he does, and he would grab Reginald's hand right before the light spell goes off, and then he just let go real quick.
You good? You good, Fred? You're good.
Oh yeah, I just thought neither of us could see. Might as well, not die alone in the dark.
Yeah. Well, I don't anticipate dying alone in the dark. I guess I understand what you're talking about here. But not going anywhere. It's all right. You bothered by all this?
I don't like holes. I don't really like darkness.
Carla and Zeke, I forgot all about making you guys do this roll earlier.
Oh no.
You've already done the roll, I just forgot to tell you what it was for. Carla, as you were looking into the hole earlier, and you can feel it more now that you're in it, the music of life that you're always kind of tuned into now has a heavy drum beat underneath it. You also feel the presence of something unknown lingering at the back of your mind, somewhat intrigued.
Bum, 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 bum.
Which is very odd considering, like, the whole point of him is to be unknown, and you can feel his intrigue. Their intrigue, I should say.
As
Zeke.
she's walking, oh, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, as she's walking along, she will think to the voice in her head a conversation, but we'll come back to that after you're done with Zeke.
Zeke, you can feel the presence of your god, in the back of your head as you go into this hole. Feeling pretty relaxed, but curious as well.
My God, or Zeke is?
Your god. You can feel your god. Thinking that.
Oh,
Normally, like, he'll come around and you can feel him when you want to have a chat to him. Right now, it seems like whatever normally disconnects you guys, when he's not there, has kind of shifted slightly. So he's not actively hanging out with you right now. He hasn't come to you, but he's aware of where you're going and is a little bit curious about it. And you can sense that, which you normally can't really. It's
but
more.
he's cool with it.
Yeah, he's not worried about where you're going. He is intrigued, much like Carla's presence is intrigued by where this is going.
Okay.
Within that, I will say, Zeke, the idea that your god is curious about something means that he doesn't know something. And that, I feel like, even with a 10, that might occur to a slightly anxious Zeke. Zeke Jr. rolled a 4, so he does feel a presence, he just doesn't know what it is, and it's just like, cool. But onward into the abyss, you guys go. And what time have we going? I'll call our break now, so that you can kind of have a little bit of plotting for what you want to do as we enter this section. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will be back shortly. We're just gonna toilet and food, and then we shall return once I find the break section. There
Our
we go.
comment section is quite hilarious today.
Hello and welcome back to Leagues Underneath Episode 8. The Wave Beneath My Fin, which will probably be renamed to Get in the Hole. We'll see how that goes. Everybody that is here is currently in a hole, heading down a very dark hallway. Vivi and Obi are currently at the top of the hole. So that's where they are not a part of this scene. You guys walk down this hallway. As you continue down, you see marks on some of the walls where a stray wing might have grazed through the sand. But other than that, I'm just laughing at the chat. You guys don't really see any evidence of anyone other than the dragon being down here, including construction of this place. Though it definitely wasn't just the dragon that made this, because most of the walls and areas around you are too pristine to have just been a dragon bursting through sand. So there was definitely someone here, but you don't see any evidence other than the dragon. As you continue on, Carla, your dark vision, after, we'll say that you guys get far enough into the hole, into the hallway, that you can no longer see the hole you guys entered in to begin with. So we'll go with about 200 feet. You've been walking for a couple of minutes. It is just darkness either way. Your dark vision, at about the 260, you guys are at 200 feet, 260 feet. As you continue walking forward, what you can see in front of you shortens. So, you know, just by the fact that you can't continue to see further, that there is something there, but all you see is darkness.
And she can tell it's not a wall, right?
Yes,
It's
it is
plain darkness.
Yeah, it is just darkness. It'd be what everyone else in the group sees in darkness. But you're like, I should be able to see beyond that. But it's getting closer to you. Or you're getting close to it.
Oh. Kala will reach out a fin and place it on Titus' arm to try to halt his advance.
Yes.
Something is peculiar ahead. I should be able to see, but my dark vision is ending. There's something ahead. It
Titus,
just looks like darkness.
yeah, Titus, to
Okay.
you,
Sorry, everything just came at me at once. All of that. So
that's...
I heard. Just go ahead. Is that right?
No, so, you've just been asked to... Carla's put a fin on you to try and stop your advance. She's let you know that, her dark vision, has stopped, after a certain point. To you, because you don't have dark vision, it just looks like darkness the whole way. There is no differential for you. But Carla, up until this point, has been being able to see 60 feet ahead of her. You guys are now 210 feet into this hole. And 50 feet ahead of her, she stops being able to see beyond.
Kala is going to think to the voice in the back of her head or the presence. Something unknown up ahead.
Interesting.
Would the unknowable know something about the unknown? Oh, unknowable one.
I feel like you're making a bit of me. You could just... If you want to make a nickname for me, that's fine. But just change the nickname slightly so I don't become known by that nickname.
All right. Bubbles.
Oh, cool. That does
Oh,
not help
Bubbles.
the bitness.
I'm literally just thinking this to you. No one else will ever know.
Well, you have an unprotected head, so that's not necessarily true.
That is an interesting thing to say, Brumbles.
I'm as curious as you are about what that is. It seem it seems familiar.
Something is familiar to the unknown, Brockles.
I think it's familiar to you as well. It's
Oh, like the dark sand?
somewhat. It doesn't feel the same as the dark sand, but it feels like a cousin of it.
Oh, dark sand has a cousin. We'll call it the dim sand.
Great. It feels like dim sand. That doesn't sound as imposing as it seems.
No. Oh, Reggie, stop. No. Bad.
What? I'm walking towards the thing. It's what?
Reggie,
You say there's something out there.
You are behind Carla and
Titus.
Titus. So you are walking up to them. You see that they're stopped. Are you just going to lap them?
Well, I'm going to get up there because there's only so much light I can see.
Yeah.
And just be like, okay, we are we going? We're going forward, right?
Yeah, the light that you can see is 20 feet ahead of Carla, which is still 30 feet away from what she's seeing right now. Or not seeing.
Yes, Reginald, dear, there's something ahead that's blocking my vision. It doesn't look like it's the dark sand, but I suppose if one was to ask, one would call it a cousin of the dark sand from what I'm feeling.
And why are we stopped here for it? Don't you
Because
want to
I
go
do
and
not,
find out what it is?
not particularly physically.
Oh, okay. I have something for that. Reggie will get out the harpoon gun.
Oh heavens!
Okie dokie. Your harpoon is it is tethered, isn't it? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Go ahead and roll me an attack. How
Well,
far? How far does it shoot?
Let's see what the range is on this thing. On a moment. Corded harpoon launcher has a range of 45, 60. So.
Okay, so the wall is 50 feet away from Carla. If you step to the edge of her light source, you will be 30 feet away and you won't have to have any issues.
All right. Well, you say
Can I-
it looks like just a big dark wall, right?
Currently,
Can I grab onto him?
Yes, you absolutely can grab onto him.
Like, just not grab off bad word, but like hold him to like station him like in one.
Yeah,
Touching my hand again, aren't you?
I knew what you meant. I know that you're not just going in for a casual grip.
No.
But yes, you can stabilize him. I will get you to roll a strength check to see how stable you make him. This would be athletics, please.
I need to be stabilized for shooting a wall. This is gonna be great.
That is 11.
Reggie, you feel a gentle hug from Zeke, who's very clearly trying to stabilize on a tail that does not have feet to stabilize. So
And I have feet.
you have feet.
You oh, hold on. All right. Thank you.
Feed.
All right. I'm going to just, I guess, aim straight on, because this is a straight. I pretend like I can see you. I can't. This is a straight tunnel to you, right?
So far, until it reaches a dead end.
Perfect. All right. I will aim and I
Reginald,
will fire. You want
Reginald. Oh, heavens. All right.
So, yeah, what's your attack? Roll me an attack.
I will make an attack. I'll make an attack roll.
What's everyone's passive perception, by the way?
16.
15.
14.
Touchdown.
13.
Perception? Yeah.
What is your perception, sorry?
13.
So, Zeke, your passive is a 14. Carly, yours is a 15. Titus is a 13. Reggie, what's your passive?
11.
11.
Ay, caramba.
You all watch as Reggie shoots into the darkness. Zeke, Titus, Reggie, you stop seeing the harpoon once it exits the sphere of light that you guys currently have.
So what you're telling me is Reggie went into a dark hold and shot something into some darkness. Yeah. I'm just trying to keep up with chat.
This
Got you.
Episode is gonna get flagged. Anyway.
I did not say anything rude.
Carla,
Yes.
you watch as 50 feet ahead of you, the harpoon goes through the darkness barrier that you're experiencing and disappears. Your passive is a 15. You hear the slightest hissing noise as it happens. It lasts for maybe 5 seconds. But Reggie, you've shot your harpoon gun plenty of times, both at enemies and not at enemies, just for funsies. You feel the familiar thud at the other end of your harpoon as the harpoon lands on the ground. This is not a feeling that you're unfamiliar with. You know what it feels like when it doesn't hit something and just lands once it's arrived at the end of its tether.
Did it hit the wall? Because it doesn't feel like it hit the wall.
Well, I suppose the answer would be yes and no, for it's gone through the wall, but at the same time, if you're saying it didn't feel anything, did you hear that hissing noise?
No one else heard the hissing noise.
It sounded as if, I'm unsure, as if pressure was being released or perhaps equalized.
No, I did not. All right, well, nothing. I'd say we just walk ahead and actually look, because nothing happened. This thing is, I'm kind of waving the rope. Seems all right.
What to the rest of the view?
Reginald.
Reginald, Zeke stops hugging you.
Oh, good. I think we should just, it seems like we're all right. Let's go see what this actually is. Reginald, I guess, is going to lead, even though he can't see.
Okay, great. Reginald marches into the darkness.
Carla watches.
You're not moving forward at all?
She's sticking next to Titus.
Great.
She is delicate and squishy, and Titus is big and muscly.
Fair enough. Reggie, you march into the darkness. You leave the cone of light that you have and continue walking forward. Can you please roll me a wisdom save?
I have an 11 on that.
You rolled an 11?
Yes.
Okay, give me one moment. I'm just gonna roll. Oh. Aren't you a lucky duck?
You know, I'm a hippopotamus.
Ha. Ha. You walk through, and Carla, again, you see the same thing that you saw with the harpoon. He just goes through it. Reggie, as you fully submerge into this blackness, you feel like your vision doesn't change at all, but you feel the imposition of extra darkness upon you. You are now walking through difficult terrain, and for a moment, you feel a spike of dread and fear. It goes away fairly quickly. I rolled an 11, so because I set my DCs in fun different ways each time. And this time it was a roll. And you feel something click for you for a second where you're like, oh, I remember this. At the ball, the starting ball for all of you, a cloud of fear took over you all for just a couple of seconds before everyone disappeared.
Oh,
This is that.
all right. What do I see when I pass through this? Or not see because it may be dark.
Yeah, you are, at the moment, you are walking through difficult terrain. It seems like this continues. So it's not just a wall, but a block of whatever this is.
Okay.
Going,
All right. I will yell.
Reggie?
I was gonna say I'll yell. Go ahead.
Carla, did you tell them how long that sound lasted for?
No,
Okay,
just that
that's
it
fine.
sounded. Yeah.
That's all good.
So can Alice see him?
Not anymore. He's in the darkness.
I have disappeared. More so than normal.
Which is impressive in
Reginald.
and of itself.
All right, you're all safe to make your way down, but I guess I will recommend please keep your head. There's something affecting the area with it's not just literal darkness. There's a level of badness with it. So keep your brain.
I will also say that you guys can hear Reginald talking, but it sounds like someone is standing on the other side of a thick piece of glass walling. It's slightly distorted, but like you can understand what he's saying, but it sounds far away in one sense. All of you, I think, are getting a mayhem die from
Sweet.
Cregan.
Cregan.
Thank you so much, Cregan. Feel free to use those on your wisdom saves as you go into this.
And that one's a D8, yeah?
That one is a D8, yes. I'll just double check that.
Would you say in like adventuring gear that you probably got rope?
Yes.
Zeke is going to pull out rope.
Okay.
And he is going to hand it to Kala,
Mm-hmm.
like part of it to hold. Then he's going to hand it to Titus, like the other end.
Mhm.
And then he's going to tie it around himself.
Okay. So you're like in the center of this rope?
No, he's in the back.
Okay, so it's they're holding 1, 2, and then at the end of that tether it's you.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And he'll tell everyone, hey, this is, we can't see what's going on. Why don't we, tether off?
It seems like a practical idea to me.
Yeah. I mean, Titus, if you want to keep your arms handy, why don't you just throw the rope in that little guy on your shoulder?
Titus, are
Would
you?
one of you with some light come up here at some point?
We're coming. Hold on. That sounds like the parents from Peanuts.
Oh, we all got mayhem die. Thank you, freedom.
Titus, Zeke has just handed you a rope, tied himself to it.
Mhm.
Are you gonna tie it to your belt? He's basically trying to tether himself to you guys so that they don't get lost in the darkness.
How big is the rope?
It's about what's a normal length of rope?
I think it's like
50
50
feet.
foot.
50 feet, yeah, so 50 feet.
Okay.
So you're
So
probably
I-
at the 25-foot mark because Carla's got one end, then you, then him.
So I go ahead and tie it around the arm
Mhm.
and do one of those thingies
Mhm.
because I realize there's not much rope left to get around my waist.
That's fair enough.
I am a very robust man.
Carla, are you just adhering it to your outfit or something, or tying it around your waist?
She's actually just gonna hold on to it because she doesn't know if they're gonna get pulled along, and she doesn't want to get like wrenched in some direction.
Fair enough. I will say that just with tying it off and everything, there's about 20 feet between each of you on this rope.
All right.
You all enter the darkness. I need all of you to roll your wisdom saves, please. You all have a mayhem die, and because Reggie warned you all, I will actually give you advantage because I'm feeling nice.
So he's one.
D8
Yeah, it's a
for
D8.
mayhem.
But you have advantage if you want to see what the advantage does.
Yeah, I need that. I rolled a 7 and a 13 with the +2 for my D8, so I got a 15.
I got a
Yay.
12.
Well, since the DC was set with Reggie at 11, you can save your mayhem die. That's fine.
I used
Kyle,
to
I got
do
a
it to 12.
16.
Lovely. So you all feel that initial spike of fear deep in your chest, and you know a couple of you, or at least I think it might have just been Carla, that succumbed to it the first time, but you're expecting it now, and you're able to just kind of and fob it off. You are in difficult terrain, so you are slowed, which is just going to make this a little bit longer to get through.
What type of terrain is it?
Difficult. You're walking on the same amount of stuff. Like it is the ground is the same. The environment has changed that is making you slow. It is thick. The water is now thick.
Well, I'm asking because as a ranger,
Mhm.
my favorite terrain is coast.
Mhm.
I don't guess this counts as coast anymore.
No.
Okay.
Any other day
tried.
that you weren't in a hole, I'd give you coast, but not this.
That's why he doesn't like holes.
So
Something sucking, something baby mama, something joke.
Ah!
There's 34 reasons he can give you.
So
Wow.
tempted to make you roll 34 more times to see how the kids do, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm assuming they're back in your pouch anyway.
Yes.
Yeah, so they're shielded from the effects by your stomach.
He would have put the vase in the pouch too.
Cool.
So it kind of looks like a strobe light going on in his pouch with the green light.
I will say the vase is attached to a stick, so you cannot fit it in your pouch.
Oh, okay. Well, he'll put Zeke Jr. back in the pouch and
Yeah.
store the.
If you were to put the vase in your pouch, the stick would stick out, and it would mean that it wasn't sealed, so your kids would be affected by this. So it's either have the vase in there or have the vase on your back and have your kid in your stomach. You guys all, because there's now a strobe effect in your stomach still, hear slight music coming from your stomach, which is going.
Stomach rave.
It's another stomach rave. Zeke,
Disco, disco, good.
this
good,
is going
disco,
to-
disco, good, good.
this is going to give you disadvantage on any stealth checks that you make anytime soon.
Worth it.
He's already got disadvantage.
That's okay. You continue onward.
Double commando disadvantage.
It takes you guys a good. Well, you reach Reginald shortly after. I presume, Reginald, you actually waited for the others to catch up to you.
All I did was pick up my harpoon and then find a wall.
Okay, great.
Up against.
Are you calling out to let them know your location, though?
I kept asking for them to come up and
Okay.
have not probably not stopped muttering until then.
Okay, so
Fully.
about a minute of walking, you managed to collect Reggie. A rope is attached to these guys. You can kind of... I'm going to say that Zeke hugged you. You can hug Zeke for guidance if you'd like, as in guidance through this location, not as in guidance the spell. Up to you, though.
Hey, you're holding that stick thing, aren't you? Can just kind of drift it so it's a little more horizontal, and then I will grab the end of the pole arm base.
Cool. So, you are about 5 feet behind Zeke at the moment. Holding on to his stick. Holding on to his stick while you're in a hold.
Yep.
Anyway. You guys continue forward. And it takes maybe 10 minutes before you get through this cloud of darkness. As you get to the other side, a couple of things happen simultaneously. Zeke, Carla, and anyone with a magical connection stops feeling their connection immediately.
What?
All of you also feel an immense wave of heat hit your faces. As you are standing on a ledge that has stairs down on one side, looking downward about 150 feet below you, there is a giant pit of multiple volcanic vents. And you can see, Titus, you recognize this immediately as a fresh pit for the abominations that you are used to fighting. There aren't... You see the tiny little young ones that you train the kids on starting to be created and disappearing almost immediately. As a flowing wisp. You know how sometimes when you're watching animal documentaries and they have like shots of birds moving as kind of one collective and it's really kind of spooky and smooth flowing and stuff like that? You see a pack of darkness moving in that same eerie collective flowing in between these vents. It is not the same darkness as the aberrations that are coming out and being quickly destroyed. It seems like it is destroying what's coming out, but also maintaining these vents. This is a new opening to where the world scene goes. And it is massive.
Fuck.
I don't remember what they were going to pay us, but I'm thinking we're going to need to double it.
So basically, we like come out. It's a ledge. We see this.
Yeah, so it's a
As
balcony.
soon as we come out, I basically, with my axe, put it outwards to anybody who's trying to look over and go, let's just keep back. These tend to be very dangerous, and that is new for me. I've not experienced whatever that is done there. So let's just be careful. We're all experiencing new things today.
Titus, can you tell if going through that darkness brought us perhaps somewhere farther away than we thought we were going? Like some sort of portal?
Side
don't-
note, how far down did I say the pit was?
Well, you said it was far enough down for we could see it, so I assumed at least 60 feet.
No, I'm going to retcon whatever number I said earlier and say 250 feet down. So it is quite a long way down, but the volcanic vents, this whole place is lit up, and like the heat is hitting you up here, so you are like quite far away from the action, so it's unlikely anyone's going to see slight eyes over the balcony, but if you put your head over, you're going to be visible. So.
Did you say we lost our connection to magic, or we lost that feeling when
You
that
lost
we
the
got?
feeling that you guys had
Okay.
to your gods. Whether or
Gotcha.
not you can communicate with your gods, you don't know, you haven't tried, but they stop being present at the back of your mind.
Well, is this going to take this is going to take us where we basically wanted to go, isn't it? Because we're going to the world seam. The world seam has come to us. That's how this works, Titus.
No.
Oh, bully.
Yes, this is very concerning. I told you just moments ago, we are all experiencing new things. This is bad. This is
I didn't say any of
spread. If we are where we are, the world seam should not be here.
Well,
It
that's
is
a part I get,
cracking
but
and spreading. But
it
whatever
also
that is,
stole
has been
in a
hit.
lot of things. It stole a bunch of people too. I don't think anything we've really experienced in quite some time is very good.
Perhaps we should keep our voices from being raised. We don't want to catch the attention of
Yeah.
whatever those things are.
Yeah.
Fine.
Zeke, what would your poppy say in this situation?
Oh well, Papa Gurkazern would probably say, you've seen the edge of life or the world. Time to pack up your bags and go back up the hole you came from. I think that's what he'd say. I think we should go.
You tell him, Grandpa Gurkazern. You hear?
Grandpa Gurkazern.
As Gurkazern Jr. You tell him, Gurkazern, Bob.
Hey, you show some respect to your grandpappy. And he's gonna smack his pouch.
I'm named after him. I remember things he said too.
Oh, you hit more than just him in here. We're all down here. Come on.
Whoosh. I'll just go back to the frame.
Okay. I feel like
Yeah, I think we need to leave.
I don't know that we can, but I certainly am for attempting to try.
Oh, well, we're tied to this rope, but we just gotta go back in this way, and he's gonna walk back in towards the mist.
Well, I mean, hold up. If some things are here and we need to fill this area, if this is going to take us to our families and those we care about, don't we need to go and do and not disappear?
I mean, that's a bigger hole than we can fill, I think.
Well, we're gonna get back to filling, and he points
Hmm.
behind him, to filling this hole, but this is, I think, important now.
Right. I don't think you understand the gravity of what a hole on the ground is. It will continue to get bigger even after we feel it. This is something that we cannot fix.
So how do we stop
think
it?
when earthquakes happen, the ground moves. Same
Ooh.
thing will happen here, because as I point to like the edge, which I'm assuming I can see is rocks maybe crumbling of sorts, like the
So-
very corner.
There are multiple.
You are
Oh.
muted.
There are multiple different vents here. There are a few larger ones towards the center, and then there are smaller pods. You watch. You can see that the stones are slowly crumbling in as each hole looks like it's trying to get a bit wider, but the thing that's swimming through it is taking away anything that would ignite anything further down. So, like, if something falls or begins to fall, that swirl of mist will go over. Some things are allowed to fall because they're just rocks, they're not going to ignite anything, but some of the materials down there, as with other vents and such, could potentially be flammable, are just being removed. So it seems like they're not maintaining it as in stopping it, they're keeping it from getting bigger too quickly.
Can we see any
We
ledges?
do not want
like
these
we're
holes
on?
to be gaped.
Sorry, what did you say, Zeke?
Can we, like, from the ledge that we're on, can we see any other ledges, like, on the other side of this hole that look exactly the same as ours?
Yes. You can see around the edge on your level where you are, you can see 4 other ledges. This is kind of a spherical space, so they're not corners exactly, but kind of at an equal distance apart that they would be at the corners. As you look down the wall, you see every 50 or so feet down, all the way to the bottom. So, what did I say it was? 250 feet down. So another 5 levels, including the base level. There are more. You are at the top. So it is a vaulted ceiling. And you can see a little bit of shadow at the top to suggest that there is some sort of venting going somewhere at the very top. But there aren't any more balconies from where you are. So 4 times 6 is... I've forgotten. Quick math. Including the bottom level. So there's 4 at ground level. And then there's 5 more upwards. So there's 24 openings throughout this whole area that lead into this place.
Can he tell if they look as, like, you said, like, when we were going through this tunnel that it was, like, kind of pristine and then, like, how it was made?
Mm-hmm.
Like, when you say pristine, I don't...
Looking behind
it doesn't mean,
you,
like...
you notice that you can't see back where you came from.
So is it not pristine like where we're at?
Oh, the place that you guys are in is very well crafted. It is immaculately done. There is no extra decoration, there is no filigree or anything. It is smooth walls, but it is, like, you would think in a cave there'd be some craggly bits or whatever as natural formation. The sand has been smoothed for this entire space. Which...
Could it have...
let's say there's probably about 50 feet above you as well to the thing in the ceiling. So 300 vertical feet, and then around, however much around I feel like adding later on. This is a huge space to have been carved away. It would have taken time.
Would it have? Does it look like heat could have caused it, or anything like volcanic?
Roll me. I don't know if this is an investigation or if this would be nature. Roll me nature.
22.
This looks too smooth to be natural. It could have been started from natural causes, but it has been finished by a creature of something, some variety.
Okay, he'll convey this to the group. His concern was kind of if like any of this was coming up and causing these holes, like to where maybe it would hit a side and then it would just keep going to where.
Yeah, so the balcony that you guys are on is very clearly built because there are stairs leading down.
Oh.
Yeah. So they lead in spirals all the way down.
We're in a nuclear silo.
Kinda.
Well,
You're in something.
It seems like if there is multiple things you see out there and all these different levels, they all go somewhere. We could just
looking across at
go
the
somewhere.
looking across at the other levels. To get to one of the ones on your level, you would have to go all the way to the ground, move over to one, and then all the way back up. To get to the next one, so the one on the ground level below you, you just need to go down the stairs. But that means that you would
swim?
go down about.
We could
50 feet.
swim.
Yes, you can swim, but some of you guys are walkers, if you prefer to walk. You all can swim. I'm just saying that's how it's designed.
We're just being sassy pants.
Also, I forgot that you
brings-
guys can swim.
Well, does that? I have a DM question then,
Yes.
since you said that. Is this something that we would think is maybe super, super old then? That landwalkers would have used or made, or
I would need a history from you.
Oh.
Also, as an aside to that, as you guys look across to the other balconies, the walls, much like the one behind you, it looks just like a wall. Now, you know that behind you there was mist. Looking back, it looks just like a wall behind you. So it visually looks different from what you guys walked through. And you see that everywhere.
Lovely. Reginald, dear, can you be a dear and just kind of try and tap the wall, see if it does anything?
I poke it with a harpoon.
You hit Zeke.
Yeah. No, he's holding Zeke's stick, not the harpoon. No, I'm just kidding. I was gonna pretend like he had to roll something. It goes through the wall. No issues.
It seems like this is just a misdirection of some sort. I think that if direction being key, that this chamber leads in all sorts of directions and where we could need to go. Pick a
I've
direction.
never experienced this, right?
Correct. This is far too pristine comparatively to what you know, which is just the natural order of things. Like, the places that you experience are volcanic things opening and then horrors spilling out. This is maintenance. Something is keeping this nice. And that's not what you're used to when it comes to volcanic vents.
I got a 12 on that history, by the way.
12. with the 22 from nature, you have no idea if walkers would have used this place, but considering the depth of it, probably not. Whether or not it's as old as the walkers, you don't know. But right now, it's very clearly being maintained. So someone is using it now. And also, given the depth, probably not. Ooh, I got a mayhem die. Yeah.
Also, a
Oh.
greater health potion was added, but no. Oh, for Kayla, but that's something during battle. But I'm not sure if
You
that's
can save
a
it for
holdable
later.
item.
That's fine.
Oh, there you
Wait.
go.
Thank you.
Heck
My name's
yeah.
Kyle.
My bad. I did say Kayla, didn't I?
I'm just giving you grief.
Okay. So yeah, this place doesn't have any evidence of being old because it is being maintained now. So you can't get an accurate sense of what this place looks like how old this place is, because it is being so pristinely kept now. Can someone just roll me a d20? This is just gonna be a luck thing to see how you go.
5.
Never mind then. I haven't used that disadvantage. Cregan, if you are still in the chat, can I use that disadvantage that you gave me to give them an advantage on a luck roll? It is your points being spent, so I'm just seeing if that's an option. Because technically, it's giving me disadvantage on my DC. But that's up to you. Anyway, anything else you guys want to do while you're here, while we wait for that response?
Do we see?
You have been given permission to roll an extra luck roll if you'd like to. I would suggest someone other than Zeke.
Please. Someone do better.
I'll go.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, Tom, if you want to go.
No, do it. I want to see what happens. All right. Mary Chaos Lane. Just a D20?
Yeah.
Alrighty. That's a 12.
Yeah, I'm feeling nice, and we used my disadvantage for this. The 5 that you guys can see that are off the floor all look the same to you guys. It is a balcony with stairs leading down to the next level. There is no backing. The 4 that are on the ground level are archways that have hallways. So the reason that you guys had to roll for that is because it is so far down to see that kind of detail, but you can see that they're showing that they would lead somewhere, whereas all of the other platforms are covered. You don't see anyone around, though, other than that swirling blackness that is maintaining the vents.
Well, it does seem like it provides us a way to go down there.
I think I see it.
Yes. At this point, because just for fun, you see as Titus goes and what was it? Oh yeah. You see as like Titus is like, yes, something like down there, and as that happens, as Titus has been talking shit this whole time about how he hates magic, his hand lights up with a shocking grasp out of just pure, like, first time, just as it goes through, and everybody sees that I'm a wild magic sorcerer now.
Roll,
on top of a barbarian.
roll me a d20, please, my love.
Yeah, I technically did cast Shocking Grasp, so that would be a regular Tides of Chaos, so as
No,
well.
no, no, I'm
So.
asking you to roll me a d20 for something else.
Mm-hmm.
A word.
Do we? So our
Big
magical
money, no whammies. Big
connection.
money, no whammies. Big money, no whammies. A 14.
Were you leaning on the ledge that the balcony has when you did a shocking grasp?
I told everybody to stay back with
Okay.
my axe, so I wouldn't have gotten closer.
Awesome.
Because
So,
as soon as everybody would talk about that stuff, I would just be pointing down to where they would be, just at the angle where I think would be. So I'm just pointing at the floor, but everyone would see like my hand like lights up like Sasuke's like lightning thing that he has, like just oh shit.
the lightning that comes off your hand, since you're pointing downward, shoots into the floor of the balcony. You all feel a slight rumble. In the balcony itself.
Well, no, this is a touch, not a ranged attack.
Oh no, don't worry, it's not gonna do anything like that.
Okay.
This is flavor.
Mhm.
It doesn't break anything. It's more of like a static electricity kind of zaps off his finger as it happens, hits the floor. You feel a slight shift. And since you're looking down anyway, you see a little bit of sand begin to fall from your platform. As a loose bit of sand that was already part of the display just drifts.
Kala's going to reach out and grab Zeke's hand just as a reflex.
Nothing is going.
Kala,
Sorry, Zeke, go ahead.
is Kala standing
She's
or
swimming.
swimming?
Yes.
She doesn't have. Oh, she does have legs. Sorry.
She does have legs.
Are you standing on the ground?
I guess technically she would be. She just
Oh,
if
shit.
she's at rest, she's either floating or on the ground.
Shocking
sure,
grasp
well-
would have. His shocking grasp would have created a circuit because we're all connected by rope.
So during this,
That's
as
a good
that
point.
happens, I already did my Tides of Chaos roll. Well, not my Tides of Chaos, my Wild Magic Surge, because it even goes off on cantrips. I rolled an 11, and on the Wild Magic Surge table, I rolled a 9 because it says roll a d10. I got a 9 on it. Your height changes by a number of inches equal to the roll. I now shrink because if you roll an odd, you shrink. Evens, you grow by what you roll. So you watched large 7-foot Titus go down to 6-1. Oh, sorry, 8-foot Titus go down to 7-1.
Yeah, 7-3.
I suddenly feel taller.
Yes.
Um,
What did the hit? Wait, where is the bass in my voice? What is going on here? Why am I sounding a little different? I don't like this. Why am I small?
Don't want to draw attention.
the
Up
the
there.
platform that you're on, with the disturbance, will not break. It's solid enough that that's not going to happen. If more sand had fallen off, Carla, because I think you are the most intelligent in the group, you get the idea that if you guys cause too much of a disturbance and something, more sand falls, that creature that's maintaining stuff will notice, because it is maintaining everything. So if something becomes in need of maintenance, it will notice. So, prompting you forward, you can either go back or go down. What do you all want to do? Remembering that you are missing 2 party members currently. Because they're waiting at the top for you.
Zeke, I believe you are the one who has the most experience with this situation. What do you think we should do? And sorry, and by Zeke, I mean Titus. That's Zeke. Zeke on the brain.
Great.
Hold? What?
Can you please say what you said again?
My sinusitis.
I don't know if I can.
She said that you have the most experience with this sort of thing. What do you think we should do?
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, well, first off, let me say, I've been to areas like this. I explained everything because I assume you, the DM, explained this, and I have not relayed this to them yet. So now I explain we bring our children here to fight them, and you can see probably something coming out of the vents and then just deteriorating into nothing.
Yeah.
Like, those things before they go bye-bye, we allow the children to just whack away and fight them. But ours are a little bit more stable. I don't understand what is happening.
You get.
That shadow is very scary. I don't like it. It's creepy.
I will add
But it's really
as
dumb.
a note. Normally when those little tiny spirit things come out, they stay long enough for your kids to actually have a go. Like, they're good training. You get the sense that because that thing is maintaining the holes and keeping them at a certain opening level, that they don't have enough power to be able to fully form, so they're just kind of starting wisps. They're the ones that let your guys know that something's about to open in the next day. So you then bring your kids there, have that day of travel to get to the new hole to practice.
Gotta practice on those new holes. I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna give all of you disadvantage if I get another dose of psychic damage from the jokes. And that includes if I make them.
What?
I feel like
we
this
lose even if
disadvantage that we
you
have.
decide it. It's like,
Anyway,
oh, right at the
continue.
end, everything's been going too well. By the way, here's a joke. Disadvantage next week.
Are you going down? Or are you
I want to
going
yell
back?
Tifa.
We do. We should be very careful.
You probably want to go back anyway, just to collect your party members before you go down. But if you want to go down a level and have a look-see around-y first, it's up to you. Before you go back, I mean. But I would probably, as DM, stop you from going all the way down until we've got a full party.
I look over at Zeke and I go, should Uncle Davis tell the little ones to keep quiet?
Zeke has already been trying to pull the rope in the direction of the way that they came, and this is not strong enough to do it because of Titus.
I don't even feel it. I'm just.
Yeah, Carla.
What is this wave? The motion of this ocean is very relaxing.
Carla, you can see Zeke pulling on the rope, but because the connection is Titus than you feel absolutely nothing. Titus feels the slightest tug, but you're like, oh, this is an interesting cause and effect, just as a side note.
Oh, Zeke, I am so sorry. Yes, everyone, come.
Are you?
Where are we going?
Are you going down one level, or are you going back?
Were you going up or out? Down, Zeke.
Zeke hates holes.
Zeke
he
was going
out.
He was going back the way he came.
So basically you're not going anywhere at all.
Yeah.
You're just hitting wall. Titus realizes it as you're at the wall. I'm like, understand. Come on, my friend. Come on. No.
Oh, he regrets tying it to himself.
And I have it around my arm, so basically I'm just like, all
Yeah.
right, come on. And I start swimming away with you.
Decision time, down or back? Reggie, down or back?
Down stealthily.
Carla, down or back?
Kala doesn't think going back by herself is the greatest idea, so she'll have to follow the group. Also, attempting to be stealthy, the bard is not the most
Okay,
stealth-like.
so this decision is this is deciding where the group is going. So if you had the choice, you want to go back?
I think she'll go forward.
Okay, cool. Zeke, obviously, you're wanting to get the heck out of here.
Yeah,
Titus.
but he has lower strength.
Yeah, Titus, are you with the group saying go down one, or are you going back?
Seeing that the other two are going, Zeke is just like patting the wall, and I've already kind of dragged him away.
Mhm.
I go over to them and just go, so we go. There's no way out, but we have to go up. Sorry, this is me now asking as Tim. So we have to go up, but that's where our friends are, where we originally started. So
No.
technically, we don't have that way out.
So, Reggie already tested. The wall that's behind you guys on the ledge is still traversable. It just looks like a wall instead of darkness now. It's just an aesthetics thing. They made it look like a wall on this side. You are still on that ledge. So if you wanted to, you could go back through that wall and go back to where your friends are. These guys are going down the stairs to the next level down. So instead of being 250 feet above, you would be 200 feet above.
Oh, and our two friends would be the dragon and then
Vivi.
Pocket's
Yep.
character. Vivi. Okay. Well, I absolutely do not want anything to happen to that dragon. So I don't think we need to go up to get our friends with that thought. Yeah, I drag Zeke with me. Come on, friend.
I'm gonna get you guys to roll contested just for the fun of it. Titus, athletics, Zeke, acrobatics. You're rolling with disadvantage because you are tethered.
Both of us?
No, him. Because he
Okay.
tied it around himself, so you have leverage.
$13.
12. Oh wait, you know what? Just for shits and giggles, I'll use my mayhem die.
No, yeah.
Fuck.
Don't waste your mayhem die on this.
13.
Okay. Okay, it's enough. It's enough to get you above or meets beats. So
Well, technically, it's a contested, so we continue rolling
okay,
if we
so you
match
kind of have this
because
fun tug of war for a moment. Zeke, you somehow Titus isn't really trying all that hard. Because obviously he doesn't just want to eat you and risk accidentally throwing you over the edge. So you kind of managed to stay fast for a bit. Are you gonna eventually just go?
I don't think he would win in
Yeah,
this.
So after a few minutes of this tug of war, you kind of just look
yeah,
at
Titus literally just looks at you, sits down, applesauce cross again, and just come on, try.
And after a little bit, you guys also follow. You go down the flight of stairs, down the 50 feet. So you're now 200 feet above the main pits. It does get hotter as you go down. This is like a tub of water that, like a bathtub that has been left for a while at the moment. So it is quite warm, but it's not boiling you yet. You get the sense that the closer you get, the hotter it's going to get. It is going to get sweltering down towards bottom. You get to the next level. It looks exactly the same as the level that you were on, except there's now stairs up and stairs down. The wall behind it looks like a wall. Are you testing the wall before you go through it?
I would like to poke it.
The same thing happens again. Your harpoon goes through it. There's no resistance. you would be able to traverse this.
Let's just go see what's down this fancy little hole there.
So, all of you enter. You do not have to roll wisdom going from this direction. Just as a general idea, you get that whoever put the wisdom things there, like, isn't going to curse themselves going in. So you guys enter, and you see a hallway, much like the one you guys were in. You follow it down, continuing the same way that you did before. As you get to the end, there is no opening, like where you guys were. But you can hear conversation above you. If you want to listen, you're going to need to roll me an perception.
I don't want to listen. I'm nosy.
I'm gonna roll that mayhem die now because I rolled like crud.
Well, I guess I am going
Well.
to as well.
You said perception?
Yes. You're not investigating this, you're using your hearing, so.
16.
19.
9.
So, Reggie, your small little hippo ears just do not compete with a full floor of sand. You're not hearing anything. Carla, you can kind of get that there are a few different voices talking, but you can't make out the words. Titus, you get a few words. They don't really make sense together, but the voices seem jovial. Like they're not really worried about anything. They're not trying to be secretive. They're just chatting. Zeke, you hear a voice that sounds almost familiar. You've heard this voice, but not really paid any attention to it. After a few moments, you hear another voice, and you recognize this one. You hear Milbury chatting. Her little worried voice is very recognizable. She seems to be talking to another member of the staff of the royal, royalty above. You get some commentary talking about just general gossip stuff that doesn't really matter. And then you hear another one came back yesterday. They all have the same marks. I'm a bit. Should we be worried? Milbury, dear, you worry about everything enough for the entire staff. I think all of the worry that we should be feeling, you're already feeling, so no one's done anything yet. I wouldn't be. All of the nobles have a cool new tattoo. We'll be worried when someone of actual importance comes back, like important to hear comes back. I'm just waiting for like the queen or any of the heirs to turn up, but like minor nobility, they've got their own stuff on in other locations. They're not gonna bother us here. From this, you gather that it seems like about 10% of the people that were originally taken have returned now. No one relating to you guys, other than obviously Reggie's dad. But all of them now have that same marking that Reggie's dad did, and they're all wearing it quite proudly. None of them are hiding the fact that they've done this. They all seem to be also, as a note that's been added in by the staff, much politer to the staff than they were before. They're actually acknowledging their presence and being respectful when they're requesting things. But you are under the kitchens of the royal house in Aquarius, where you guys started this.
Ooh.
Well, I think we know if this is a teleport or something like that now.
It also explains how everyone got in and out so quickly.
I presume, Zeke, that you would have relayed all of that to everyone as well, so they know this.
Yeah, he
Okay, cool.
he would have.
Yeah.
So, how far from hellfire and brimstone magma to where we're at now?
You are in a different country than you were earlier.
Well, right. But I mean, like,
from
where we were teleported
the
to
star of Aquarius, which is where the main kingdom is at the very center of Aquarius. It is at least a couple of days travel to the pathways, which is where you guys started. You guys were at basically the cusp between Aquarius and the pass-through area, which I keep forgetting what I actually nicknamed it.
Doridrius?
No, Doridrius is the country beyond the passageways. This is kind of between Aquarius and Doridrius. So you have gone at least a couple of days travel. We'll say.
I don't think I phrased it right. So, like, from the teleporter, like,
Mhm.
what teleported us
Mhm.
to where we are currently at?
Mhm.
How many feet?
Oh, about 300.
At 300. On the other side,
About
where
300.
we were, so 600 feet total that we've basically traveled.
Yeah, so from the hole that you guys originally entered, that was 300 feet to get to the wall of magic. You guys went down 50 feet into another thing, 300, you're underneath people talking.
Cool. That's what I was trying to figure out.
And that is several days travel normal.
Right. Zeke will look at everyone too, and I guess look at Calla and Reginald more, just because I think Titus is more or less kind of like got him on his back, but he'll just look at him and say, "Hey," he'll try to be quiet with this. Hey, so does this mean that like all them other, hallway corridors lead to different places?
It would appear so.
So that place is like the center of everything.
Possibly.
It's all going somewhere, of course. But again, we were trying to find a way to get around where we need to go much quicker than months or weeks or whatever to take to get to the world's seam. Something tells me if we take a look around here, we might be able to find pathways to who knows where much sooner.
Well, I mean, I can imagine that this one probably leads to like right under where the people went away. So if that's the case, do we really even want to be here right now or announce ourselves?
I mean, we're kind of wanted criminals by the general populace, so I would say no.
I'd say
Right.
we go back. Now I do say we'd go back and get Vivi, and if this is located here, all the people who were probably taken were taken through this to where we just were to somewhere. So start process of elimination potentially here.
Right. Also, is there a way to close this? Like,
Right,
it's
that's-
convenient for us to use it, but for others to have access to it like they did before?
Does anyone have access to dispelling magic? Perhaps that would do something.
You say this is more dangerous than you think. What if that thing down there dies, and the creature's finally able to get out? This would be a major access point for all of the creatures to get out. Screw the people in the armies and anything else. I want to make sure what's down there never sees the light of day. That is our main concern. You have not faced fear until you have faced shit from those pits.
Well,
Don't
that's
say it. Say it. Say it. Please, God, say it.
A pit's
We'll
just
all get-
a hole, right?
Just a hole. It's not bad. Not bad.
You want us to get disadvantage again? Because this is how you get disadvantage.
again.
What was egged on?
You,
You
want
know, that's-
ants? This is how you get ants.
This is very inspiring, Titus. I feel so much more fully prepared for this. It's just yes. But I don't think this is something we could prepare for anyway. So we just go, maybe just prepare ourselves better by having a full group and then exploring down here. And then maybe we fill it in and get paid for it.
So is that a yes to closing this off or no?
We don't have a way to do it, I don't think, at the moment. But let's just probably go back and figure this out.
Perhaps we should try to see where other places go, so we know what they're trying to get to, I suppose.
There's
Well,
not
we
a
know
clear
what they-
exit from this, is there?
We know what they were trying to get to. They took them all. So whoever was trying to get to the people got to the people, and there we are.
Sorry, I was writing notes for you guys later. Is there a question for me? What would you like to know?
The place that we're at right now,
Mhm.
there's not no clear exit from this, is there?
As in the hallway?
Not where
Yeah,
we
we
came
can
from,
leave the
but
way we
where-
came.
Yeah, you can
No,
leave
no,
the way
I'm
you
talking
came,
about,
but
like, where we're at.
there's no opening to where you guys are currently. The pristine hallway at the very bottom, there was those 4 openings.
So this is kind of like the other hall that was in.
Yeah, so just from what you've experienced now, the 20 that are not on the floor, the 20 platforms that are not on the floor, are probably all portals. The 4 archways that are on the bottom level on the ground are openings that do not look like these portals. So they could lead somewhere else. You don't know. But you have a general idea that there are at least 20. There are 20 portals in that area that you were in.
How far away is Millbury?
She's above you. So there is a floor between you guys and then her. Still talking.
Do we want to play Tremors or do we not want to play Tremors?
What do you mean Tremors?
The movie?
I have no idea.
Like
I
the
never
giant
watched
worms?
Bursting through the
Tremors.
ground.
She heard you
Grapple.
say trimmers, like grooming trimmers.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
I heard trimmers
Oh.
too, not tremors.
Gotcha.
I heard, babe, I heard that as well. You're not the only one.
I mean, they're the same
Graboids.
word. Same word, yeah.
Graboids.
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 We could grab Millberry and see what's going on exactly.
But she's
You
not
got
a
a
mode.
base. You got a base for that.
And who's to
I have a
say
face for that.
if Millberry is standing right there, why wouldn't she already be able to come through?
Secret door?
What if this is a one-way?
Mm.
If we go out one of these portals, what if we're not able to get back here?
That's it's not wrong.
We have a
There's
clear
problem.
way of leaving this place here. I say we take a few minutes, quietly look at the portals, see if we hear it. Hearing only, we go get Vivi and little Obi, and then we come back. And then we make a decision. We talk while we go get Vivi. Ideas? Anyone else? Everyone's just staring at me. I feel very weird. I am not the idea man. Why are you all staring at me? Stop staring at me.
I mean, you're the one kind of leading it right now.
You keep talking.
Ah,
You keep
shit.
talking.
I will
And
say, as a note, when you guys came through that portal again, you felt that connection again. So it came back once you got out of the pristine. What did I call it? The pristine vents is what I'm calling it.
Hey, Titus, can we go back in there real quick?
You want to go back to the vent system?
Zeke wants to go back in the area where he felt the connection.
You're in
Here.
an area that you feel the connection currently. It's when you go back to the vent area is when that's cut off.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's gonna try to contact his deity.
Okay. So, dude.
Hey,
Oh.
got a question
I forgot
for you.
about him.
Yeah, what's up, my little dude?
Well, like you feel like these different connections and everything that you're,
Yeah, no, I felt it. Like, I was a little concerned there for a minute. You kind of just, I could still feel you enough to like power some stuff, but I couldn't like sense you.
well, that's a little disconcerting, but so right now it feels like you have a better connection to me than normal.
As it is with me right now, where we are standing, I can see you as you are.
Oh, I can't see shit.
Well, I'm. That makes yeah. Anyway, when you are on the normal plane, I can see you when you call me. I'm not really like tuned into you all the time.
Godly caller ID.
When you were wherever you were, I could not see you at all.
Right.
I could.
Well,
I knew you were there still. I knew you weren't dead because our bond keeps us connected in a way that nothing can ever sever other than us.
oh yeah, we're close.
Yeah, we're tight. But I would not have been able to talk to you if you tried to call me.
Got it. So like right now, since we have like, a little better connection, no static or nothing. So I'm technically like 50 feet below the other area that you felt me like super connected with. In like relative terms of like space. Is it possible for you to like move me 50 feet higher through this place?
Like teleport you?
Yeah, like you have a better connection to me. You might be able to, like, just like swing me up through this thing, vertically. And this is not just to get out of going upstairs. It's just I'm just trying to think here.
You feel a kind of tug, and all of you watch as Ragdoll, Zeke is hoisted up, smacked into the roof, and then dropped again. The roof of the area that you're in.
Zeke, what on earth?
That connection stops, apparently, when we get to the roof.
All right, that hurt.
You take take one ragdoll damage from being smacked into a roof.
That's fair.
Because he wasn't trying to do it quickly, he was just like testing.
I guess that's my bad. I didn't know there was a ceiling there. But there he is. There's a ceiling.
You, because of your perception check, do hear the people above you slightly concerned because they heard a thud from underneath them.
All right.
And you get the sense, and all of you can now hear this. You get the sense that there shouldn't be anything under where they're standing from how they're talking. The longer time goes past, the more they think that maybe just some sort of inebriating thing or something was passing through.
I ain't gonna do that again. Yeah, let's just forget this ever happened. Yep. Yeah, but you have a tubular day, buddy. I'm gonna
ride the waves.
I'm just gonna lay here.
Lay there for a bit and then ride the waves.
Yeah, keep riding.
Normally at this point he would kind of check out and you'd feel like what would be a phone call hanging up. You feel him kind of try to do that, and then like the connection is still there, and you're like, I'm just gonna pretend I'm not here.
That's a little that's a little hard to do.
It's
Kala's going to.
Sorry. It's like
Go
if
ahead.
you wiped out really hard while surfing with your buddy, and you wash up on shore really like painful, and your friend is just standing over you, watching you just lie there, not doing anything, because he's like just standing next to you. Carla, what were you gonna do?
Seeing Zeke just hanging out on the ground, Kala will float over to him and just kind of kneel down, just kind of look him over, look in his eyes, try to see if he's actually focused.
Oh no! Don't embarrass me! Don't embarrass me in front of my god! I'm embarrassed as it is.
Kala's gonna look up at the other two. I'm afraid he's hit his noggin a bit harder than I realized.
I guess more of a reason we need to go and take a momentary break. I agree with Titus's plan. We just go out and we call this good. Zeke, are you okay with that, or are you planning on running into another wall?
I was ready for that plan earlier. Yes, please, God, get me out of this.
All right, so you all make your way back to the portal. For brevity's sake, I'm not going to make you guys roll another wisdom save, although you do again feel that spike of fear going backwards through the portal. You make your way back to the portal that you guys entered from. And having a quick look around, just a quick view, everything seems to be the same. Nothing's changed with you guys going in and out of a different portal. You exit back to the hole that you guys came from and go back to where Vivi and Obi are waiting. And I'm going to call an end to today's session here. as next week, you guys will be diving deeper into whatever awaits you further down.
Oh.
Yay.
Going
Thank you so-
deeper in the hole.
Indeedy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please feel free to come join us on the Discord. I am Flido Chaos. I help run Mayhem, and I also DM here. We also have merch and memberships. The link is in the bio of our Mayhem stuff. Please get yourself some merch. We'll be releasing some more soon once I get money. Yes, like the one that Conk is currently wearing, which is I'm very excited that he's wearing that today. We also have memberships. The cheapest one starts from $3 a month. That goes into stuff like Nitro, or paying for Zoom, or all of the behind the scenes stuff that helps make this channel run a little bit better. So any support that you have is fantastic. So thank you, and I'll pass over to Reg to do his sign off.
Hi there, Conkleod playing Reginald, and also a member of the Discord and the DM, the evil DM for Evils of Infericuse, which will also be running this Friday. Runs generally every other Friday versus the Nemesis Queen. So if you're into it, come and check it out. Starting this week. And also you'll find me on TikTok as Conkleod, as well as Twitch doing different things. So feel free to pop in and enjoy the chaos. And I'll pass it to Calla.
Hello, I'm Neth, and today I play Calamari, the reverse mermaid bard / warlock now. And normally you wouldn't find me on most socials, but I'm starting to try and do our TikToks again for the store that my husband and I help run. So currently I'm trying a series where I repaint some very awful Pokemon figurines that I got from China. So it should be fun. Down clockwise to Titus.
Hello, I play Titus. I also, as the Grey Jedi, I run on the other Tuesday game that we have here on the channel called Planescape Adventure of the Void. We have been kind of hanging around a slug planet, not primarily a slug planet, but these guys just won a whole bunch of money that they're about to get rewarded at a ceremony. But it takes like 15 days for like one day for the plan to go by, and they have like 3 days total, I think, until their people get there, which that's like almost a month.
Yeah, they just arrived. Or
Yeah,
most
we
of them just
fast
arrived.
tracked it, but come on by to see the shenanigans. But we're not picking up there. Oh no, we're picking up where we left off because I forgot, and technically we'll just retcon saying Bila wasn't at the fighting arena or the racing arena, and you were gone. You didn't do your little claps. And yeah, come go to our YouTube channel, subscribe, hit the bell. We see how many people are subscribed versus watching. Please make sure those numbers are rising to the same level. And over to Ezekiel. This way. My hand is cut off, but
Hello, I am Ryan. I play Ezekiel, the Ranger Warlock. Yeah, Water Centaur. We won't really find me on many socials. Neff kind of runs our store, TikTok, and all that. But if you're ever in area in Cincinnati, come see our store. It's all D&D related. It's really cool. A lot of fun. We host a lot of games, sell a lot of dice.
And we have snacks.
We also have snacks. We do have snacks.
oh, that's a game changer right there.
It is a game changer. And we have beer. So, D&D, alcohol, it's a lot of fun. Go back over to our wonderful DM, Blight.
Lovely. Thank you so much for joining us. We've had a really good audience for today's session. we will Leagues Underneath will be back in 2 weeks. We'll be going back to our normal start time, although today's start time was actually pretty good, all things considered. So we'll see if we change it or not. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you next time on Leagues Underneath.